just happened?
What just happened?
What just happened?
What just happened?
What the f*** happened?
What just happened? I'm Dan. That's Julia. And we have Kizenbell on. Today we're reviewing Season 4, Episode 10 of Servant called Fallen, which is also the finale. And before we get into it, I want to dedicate this episode of What Just Happened to Kizenbell's father. If you want to tell the people what your connection to the show was.
My dad and I, we always used to watch TV shows together. We used to have a little thing together where we would stop and get some cheese and have a little father-daughter cheese time while snacking and watching our TV shows. I was actually living in a different state when Servant, the first season, had come out. And I moved back to Illinois, and I decided to show my dad this show because he's always been able to predict stuff beforehand because he reads books all the time. So I was like, okay, predict Servant for me. So I let him watch the first season. Then he was like, okay, well, is he a doll or is he a baby? And I'm like, I don't know. I'm relying on you with this. And what was funny is I didn't really think he super liked the show or anything. But then all of a sudden, the new season came out and he was calling me up like, oh, did you see last episode? Oh my gosh, did you see last episode? And so it was just kind of cool that he, got into the show. And so he got to watch all the way through season 2, but then he passed away a couple months before season 3 happened. So he would have definitely loved the show, but finale for, season 3 and all that. And I really wish he would have been able to kind of chit chat back and forth about that. But
well, this is for him. May he rest
sweet.
in peace. What's his name?
Bob,
this one's for you. This is for you.
Oh my
So
God, I'm gonna cry.
sadly, Servant is over. The series is done. And, whether you liked it or not, we're going to get into it. We're going to cover everything. Personally, I really enjoyed it. I didn't know it first, but I've seen it 3 times now. And I really did like this episode. But, didn't get all the answers. We weren't expecting all the answers. If you watched our live stream last night, thank you for everyone that turned out. That was a lot of fun. If you missed it, subscribe. We're going to do a lot more live streams from now on. And starting in 2 weeks, we're going to be covering Yellowjackets Season 2. It's going to be a lot of fun. I can't wait to talk about Yellowjackets. It's a nice show to pick up after Servant because it has a lot of lore to it, a lot of theories. So it'll be tons of fun. So make sure you subscribe and you don't miss out on that. This is it. This is the end. So last week we had a bit of a cliffhanger with Leanne saying, just say yes, just say yes. And this episode picks up just like that. And oh my gosh, the camera work of this show has been so good the entire time, but this episode in particular. I mean,
This episode, it blew my mind.
Amazing.
Absolutely blew my mind.
I mean, when they had the camera on Dorothy, but you could see Sean behind, and just the way it was framed while you could see Dorothy's trying to think of what to say to this. What do you say? She knows that Jericho died. She knows that Leanne did bring him back and change the doll to Jericho. She knows that all happened. And she knows that Leanne could bring him back again if she just says yes. A lot going on. She's trying to think of it. I predicted she wouldn't give the answer right away. Turned out to be correct. She says, hey, I need some time. You guys go outside. And at first, Sean's like, no shot. No shot. You don't know how dangerous she is. She's like, I know. I know her just like you know her. I need some time. Go outside. Sean says, okay. And Julian is like, really? He's like, yeah, we need to start trusting her. Pretty nice moment. And Dorothy really shined this episode. Lauren Ambrose really shined.
Oh my God.
Very strong.
I just can't get over her. Like, I've loved her throughout this entire season or series, but just these last couple episodes have chef's kiss. She is incredible.
Yeah, she was very good. And I love this whole cast. I mean, it's just such a perfectly casted show that is not an easy feat to do whatsoever. I mean, pretty much every single character I couldn't imagine anybody else in that role. So very good job to everyone. If you guys didn't see M. Night Shyamalan's thoughts on the series as a whole, check that out. It's on Apple TV Plus. If you just go into the Servant section, it'll be in there somewhere. And once I watched the finale, it popped up for me. So maybe you have to finish the finale for it to pop up. Don't know. But I'm sure if you're here, you finished the finale. So check that out. It's really cool to see him talking about it and he's pretty sad that it's over, let's say, but he had a great time and it's nice. Julian and Sean go outside, and then Leanne's just following Dorothy, trying to talk to her.
Dorothy, look at me. What are you?
And she's just like, it doesn't matter.
It doesn't matter.
I'm not
Doesn't
going to
matter.
answer
So we
that.
still don't know. We still
I
don't
know.
know.
I know. I have a theory, but she goes,
Okay.
it doesn't matter. I'm yours. And then when Leanne's like pleading, saying,
But you need me. Dorothy, I'll be better. I promise.
oh, man, that hit. That hit.
Yeah. And it's like you could almost physically see her transformation from like this confident, like grown woman to a little kid.
Mm-hmm.
She was like, no, but like you need me, right? Like you need me to stay here with you. Dorothy just didn't. She was like, see ya.
Yeah, I mean, she pretty much already made up her mind at this point, but she just didn't say it yet. So she walks into Jericho's room and basically just begins to mourn, picks up the stuffed animal, smells it, and like you could tell she's just going through it. And Leanne's just crying her eyes out, goes onto the roof, screams to the sky.
This was the one thing that I wanted. Why couldn't I have it?
And then we see the tall man with two others in the middle of the storm. Such a creepy shot. I loved it. And it was fantastic. And then Dorothy goes on the roof, basically says, hey, I know that was my son. I know you brought him back, but I can't let you do it again. And then Leanne's kind of like, well, do you think I was wrong? Am I evil? And Dorothy goes, no, you're not evil. I would have done anything for one more minute with him. And you gave me months. Yeah, she was appreciative. But this is the first time she feels pain for the situation. And she says, I need to feel this pain.
Right. And like, she's absolutely correct. Like, whether Jericho comes back or not at this point, she's going to have to mourn that initial loss. She's never going to move on without, coming to terms with that. But like, her reaction was not what I expected.
Me either.
At all.
Yeah.
Like the fact that she was just so sympathetic towards her.
Mm-hmm.
And just like, I was expecting the complete opposite from Dot. I really was.
She was so sweet to her, like so motherly, and it was so beautiful.
And that was like everything
Such a
Leanne's
great
wanted,
scene.
right?
Yes.
Mm-hmm. And I absolutely love it. And M. Night says this in that after show thing I was just talking about, how Dorothy is a mother that didn't get a chance to be a mother because she lost her son. Leanne was a daughter that didn't have a mother who mothered her correctly. So it was just, they were both in opposite positions, and it was exactly what Leanne always wanted, but at this moment she's like, I am evil, you're wrong, you don't know how bad I really am. And then she says about the Wisconsin fire, how she started the fire.
When our kitchen caught fire in Wisconsin, I ran and I hid in my room because I knew that the fire was my fault.
She could have stopped the fire, didn't. Her parents died, and she was happy that they died.
For the first time in my life, I was happy.
So that's when we find out Uncle G probably shouldn't have resurrected her because she had hate in her heart. When you're thinking, you know what I mean? So, that's what she's thinking too. Like, he made a mistake. Like, nobody can fix this. Like, I'm bad. So it was rough. It was rough to see Leanne like this. She just completely turned into, hey, I'm sorry. Like, I've been bad, and this is really bad, and I should pay. And it was tough. It was really tough.
Yeah. Well, I think that, Dorothy coming to terms with the fact that she needs to feel and experience all this kind of showed Leanne, like, wait, like, I do too. Like, she's been acting on these feelings, but she hasn't actually been processing them. Mm-hmm. So. Yeah.
No, absolutely. What you're just saying, like, Dorothy just kind of goes, well, I don't really care what you did. I know you have a heart. I know you have a good heart. Basically, like when she was like, you should have been loved. You should have had that mother figure. I'm sorry that you didn't. So it was really sweet. And then the lightning strikes, and Leanne basically saves Dorothy from that, but still saying, hey, I don't know how to stop this. It's too late. Like, I don't know what to do. She knows what to do. She can't tell anybody yet, but there's pretty much only one way out of this. And then after that, we got a shout out to the Schuylkill River, which we talked about on the live stream last night. That was awesome. Hopefully people that watched the live stream caught that. That'd be cool. Comment below if you did. You're an OG if you did. And then Leanne and Dorothy end up going outside. They go to the car where Sean and Julian are, and Julian's like, we got to get Sean to the hospital. His stitches came out. stitch is busted, so he had to get to the hospital. And they're basically inviting Leanne into the car. I mean, that's what they're doing. They're saying, hey, let's go. We don't want to leave you here. And Leanne comes up with an excuse.
I just have to get something that Uncle George left for me, okay? Take care of them for me.
So I think Julian has an idea that she's not going to come back.
I don't know though, because he goes in after her at one point.
Right. You're right. True.
So I don't know if he like knew, but just kind of was in denial about it.
Yeah. But yeah, pretty much. I mean,
back.
we'll get to that at the end too, because I think you're right about that. And then she goes down to dead Uncle George and says,
I really hope you'll be proud of me.
Which was sweet. You know, she's being nice to him now, and that's all he ever wanted, was to really try to get her back on the right track, but he couldn't. So now,
and I mean, in her defense, like for the most part, at least in the beginning, she had good intentions.
She did.
So like she made some missteps.
Couple. Yeah.
Needless to say.
I think that the power, like when she kind of got more power, I feel that's when it kind of she was doing a lot crazier stuff. You know, like when the homeless kids are like worshiping her. That's when things kind of went downhill. Before that, she was like out of love. Like she's trying to
but then she developed this like she developed this like God complex.
Yeah, true. Yeah. And then she goes upstairs, starts pouring gasoline all over the house. And at this moment, I'm like, oh, that's how the house is gonna come down, huh? Interesting.
Yeah.
I
wasn't thinking that.
Me either.
Did not see that coming at all.
I thought it would be her rage. So I didn't see this coming, but she pours it all over the place, goes up to the top railing where Dorothy fell from. Really dope shot when she drops the match down onto the doll. Really, really dope shot. Weird seeing the doll burn though. I was like, oh, that's basically Jericho burning. I was like, oh god.
Oh my god, the eyeball, is it like slid across his face?
It's like
melting. Yeah, that was crazy.
It made me a little uncomfortable.
Yeah, me too. And then it was such a sweet moment. We do get some Toby in the finale. She calls Toby on the phone and FaceTiming.
So weird. I was just thinking about you.
Do you think about me a lot?
It was just sweet. Like basically these two characters that have been will they won't they like this whole time, and we find out that
so
Toby
sad because she's
does like her.
Yeah, she's like, oh, we'll go out tomorrow. How dare she?
Yeah.
How dare she?
No.
But I am really happy that Toby turned out to not be a bad guy.
Well, I was gonna call you after work today and see if you maybe wanted to go out sometime.
Me too.
So,
yeah, it was nice. I'm fine being wrong that he was gonna die. I'm fine with that. I'll put my hand up. Sorry about that. But
told you so, Danny.
You're fine. That's fine. It was a nice scene. It was a really sweet moment. And at least Leanne got one win. The guy she really cared about had feelings back, and he was going to ask her out anyway. So it was a really sweet moment. So that was a nice way for Toby to exit the show. Mannequin makes an appearance. I knew it would. And she talks to it as if it was her mother and says,
what does it feel like when you burn?
Really creepy delivery. And then I love the shot of the mannequin in the mirror when she walked out of the room. Such good camera work, man. Oh, I'm going to miss the show so much.
Incredible. I know.
I really am. And then, like you said, Julian does go to try to go inside and notices the house is on fire. Dorothy says, let's go around back. She calls the authorities. And by the time they get around back and they try to go inside, it's obviously too late. There's nothing they can do. And oh my gosh, the shot of Julian standing there with the house burning and you see his back while the servant theme song is being played on the violin is amazing.
My god.
Wow.
Oh my god.
So powerful.
That was maybe one of my favorite scenes from the finale episode.
Like seriously, so powerful. Whether you like this, whether you like the outcome or not, you can't deny this was filmed so well. Incredible.
Like the whole series, but this episode in particular, cinematic masterpiece, in my opinion.
Oh yeah.
Like I was in awe the entire time.
Yeah. And Julian notices the shoes on the ground. I thought of Dorothy from Wizard of Oz when I saw that. I don't know about you guys, but
well, I mean,
that wasn't...
people have been spotting these all over the place. And I was thinking when I was watching it, the crazy freak storm, it's like the tornado.
Oh, wow. It is.
So like,
and then Sean goes to accuse the tall man of this being his doing. And he's like, listen, I would have done it. Like, I tried, but I couldn't. And, she's got to be doing this herself. She decided to save us all. No hook, man. Sorry.
No.
I'm
Sucks.
so pissed.
No hook, man. No Aunt May. Weird. Very
no
weird.
Hookman, no Aunt May, no
No Roscoe.
Roscoe.
Yeah.
No Return of the Shadow figure.
No monster,
around the
yeah.
house.
Although that scene of her dancing in the window was the shadow figure.
Ooh, good call. Good call. I like that.
That was definitely foreshadowing. Haha, get it?
Foreshadowing. The shadow. Yeah.
It was foreshadowing, yeah.
Yeah. And then, this scene, guys. I mean, I keep talking about the camera work, but come on. So she puts on the artist who is actually M. Night's daughter, Salika Shyamalan, and she's been the only artist that Leanne's ever played, and it's really cool, and it fits really well. I think her vibe really captures Leanne's vibe, so I think it's awesome.
Yeah.
And she's up in the attic at this point because everything else has already burned up and the fire is rising, and she begins the ritual. She gets the perfume, pours it in her eyes, does a little more dancing around, gets the dagger, slices her arms. That was rough to watch. Oof.
Yeah.
Looked like it hurt. Reaches out her hand to basically light herself on fire. And oh my gosh, when she was screaming, rough. Rough.
That gave me chills through my entire body.
Yeah. And that's
it went from this like super poetic scene to like
Yep.
Oh crap, I'm on fire.
Oh, she's roasting alive. Yeah. And the house collapses and she falls screaming down to wherever she falls down to. And we'll get that in a minute. But she's done. She exits the show. We won't see her again. And wow, that was a really powerful scene. Again, the camera work was just fantastic. I hope they win all the Emmys. Next day, sunny out, birds are chirping, just like she told Toby, tomorrow it's not going to rain. And she was right. The storm is over. The house is gone, leaving a gap. No other houses get affected, which is nice of Leanne.
Crazy.
Yeah, I don't know how in a row home setting that happens, but hey, that's cool. And the whole family's out front. Sean, Dorothy, and Julian are out front. Julian himself is sitting there waiting for the body bag.
You waiting for someone?
It's a body bag.
We haven't found any remains yet. Are you sure someone was in there?
So come on. We'll get to it. But come on. Where is she? And then I'm going to insert Faye Fire's comment from last night's live stream where she said, I really like the idea that the house comes down, but Leanne's body is not found. So Faye, you crushed it.
Fabulous call.
Yeah, great call there. And that's what happens. And I love the conversation between Sean and the cop where Sean's like, oh, we're not coming back, dude.
I don't think we're coming back.
We're not coming back. And then, Officer Reyes talking to Dot. She thanks her for being kind when her son died. And then it's revealed that Officer Reyes is and always has been in the CLS. Crazy.
I always thought that maybe we were brought back because we understood pain.
Didn't call that. I don't think anybody did.
I did not see that coming. However, it makes sense as to why she didn't push it more when she was like, something weird's going on with your son.
Yes. Yeah, you're right. Yeah, it fits.
Because I always wondered, I'm like, she's a cop. She could definitely easily like look up a death certificate.
Yeah.
And see, I thought it for a long time. I've been saying, I'm like, I swear, I think the CLS has people in law enforcement and the hospitals, like all that stuff that are using all the cover-ups. And I feel like, she was there to help cover up some of the, I think, casualties and stuff like that. And, the CLS involvement in some of these disasters that have happened.
Yeah, CLS is everywhere. They're definitely all over the place, and they're a force to be reckoned with. But really cool. I mean, we've been predicting people to be in the CLS for a long time now, and we did say last night that we want someone to be revealed to be in it the whole time that we didn't know about. So we got that. That's cool. And
yeah, but it wasn't Courtney with a K, and I'm a little upset.
I know.
About.
Yeah, that sucks.
We didn't see Frank either. Come on.
I know. Yeah, that's a little rough. There's a couple things I am not happy with. Okay, there are, but for the most part, I did really like it. And then I love Dorothy's attitude when she's just like, let's start over. She's positive. When have we seen her like that? Really cool.
It's kind of scary, honestly, to me.
Yeah.
Because like you're going from I need to process the fact that my son has been dead and I thought he was alive to let's just start over
Okay.
in
Good
like
point.
24 hours.
Yeah. Yeah, true.
And she's
It was a quick
walking
turnaround.
better. Like,
Yeah,
Oh,
yeah, she's
yeah.
perfectly fine.
Yeah, she's killing it. I know. But come on, with this touching moment.
You never gave up on me. Thank you.
Came back to me.
That's the last time we see them in the show, and that was just so sweet. Like, come on.
I know.
That's
I'm actually
great.
really happy that Dot and Sean kind of got their shit together.
Me too.
I thought they
That was-
weren't going to make it, honestly. I was kind of
So did
scared
I.
of that.
Yeah, it was a really nice moment. All right, then we get Julian, guys. Julian's confronted by Officer Reyes. She tells him how he died.
Last year, your heart stopped.
How he was brought back. And basically insinuates that he's in the CLS for life now.
I think I have to go now.
When you're given a second chance, it's for a purpose.
Really cool. I loved how you saw the other members of the Church of
Yeah.
Lesser Saints kind of just go about their day, but let him know, like, hey,
You saw
we're
the one
here.
couple, like, just she said it and they just like turned around immediately and walked the other way.
Yep.
I was
Really
cracking
cool.
up.
So
So
then,
is it basically saying you don't have a choice? Like, you don't have
Yeah,
a choice to
I
be in there.
mean,
You're just
yeah,
She's
in there.
She's like, just we'll be here when you come to terms with this.
right. Which is really cool too, because that gives us confirmation that the person who revives you doesn't have to stay alive for you to stay alive. But
Correct.
if you're revived, then you're in the Church
Well-
of Lesser Saints.
We don't necessarily know that actually. No remains.
Okay, no remains. You're right. You're right.
That's
All right,
true.
we'll get to that in 1 second. So the shot again, the last time I'll say shot, this review of Julian, and then the reflection in the window where you see him with the wings, like he's an angel now.
Oh, that was
Really cool.
oh my god. It was
Yep.
like breathtaking. I loved it.
And then he comes to grips on his new life. The camera focuses on his face, and he says,
Holy shit.
and servant's over. That's it.
Very Julian response too.
It is. So holy shit's the last thing we get. Okay, let's talk about the elephant in the room real quick. The remains. Is it a cover-up from the CLS? Or is there something else going on? She's still out there. That's another theory we can do. Thoughts?
Yeah, I mean, technically, her body could have just burned up in the fire, but given her past history, I don't know what to think. I mean, she doesn't have like an Uncle George now to resurrect her, right? And I'm sure everyone knows by now that that's a bad idea.
Yeah. And I don't know if you can be resurrected if your body's burnt to a crisp. I don't know how that works. I don't know the rules. I don't know how dead you're allowed to be to get resurrected. I'm not sure. But I mean,
I think it could be a cover up, I think.
Well, I mean, Jericho's
probably.
body like completely decayed, so
yeah. Yeah. I mean, yeah, she turned a doll into Jericho. What am I saying? Yeah,
Yeah.
you're right. Okay. So I guess hypothetically she could come back. Who would resurrect her?
but I
don't know.
wonder, say she did come back, if it would be different because she did what she did this time with good intention.
True.
Yeah, redeeming herself type thing.
Yeah.
So
I mean,
Just a thought.
overall,
So bad for her.
overall, did you guys like it? Does it grow on you?
I love
Yeah.
the like Dorothy and Leanne. Like, I love that processing of grief. I love that whole entire thing. But I'm not gonna lie, I wish I had some more answers.
Okay.
And I feel so bad for Leanne because she had such a bad life, and then she finally gets what she like gets happiness for like first time, and it's like now she's gone.
yeah.
Like,
It's tough.
poor
It's tough.
girl. Like,
Oh.
I mean, I guess you could say it's a good resolution to her story, though. You know, in the end,
Yeah.
she did get what she wanted, kind of. Personally, I, at first, wasn't so sure how I felt about this episode and
I know.
like the story. It felt a little bit lackluster. And I think that's just because there were so many lingering questions. But it's hard to argue with like the cinematography in it. Based on that alone, incredible. One of my favorite episodes of the entire show. Story-wise, I
that.
do wish we had gotten some more info.
I agree on
Yeah.
the info thing. It would have benefited, I think, if they just said, "Hey, let's make the finale an hour. Let's make it an hour.
I agree.
oh
I
yeah.
agree.
Let's give
I
them
would've
some
loved that.
answers." And to not have an answer with Roscoe really bums me. Actually, I'm just curious. Like he said, he left his family for Uncle George, and now all of a sudden his life doesn't matter. Like, is he gonna stick with the CLS or is he just back with his family? Like, I would have liked something with him. I don't know.
Yeah.
but some people take it as it was Uncle George sparing his life to get him out of there. So whatever.
Fair.
Oh yeah.
You know, I could see that. But I really like the way they ended Julian's storyline. Very happy with the way they ended Sean and Dorothy's storyline. I mean, overall, I completely loved it, and it was beautiful to look at. I mean, just so well made. So
Yeah.
so I'm
It
happy.
really
with it.
was.
Yeah.
Yeah. Although I was thinking when they showed that last shot of Julian, I'm like, they should make a spin-off of his adventures in the CLS.
Oh, I'd
Yes.
watch it. I'd
I
watch
would
it in a minute.
absolutely watch that.
Oh, Uncle
Hey, wasn't that
Julian.
the first time?
Uncle
Oh, God.
Julian.
Would he
And
be
they
an
find
uncle
out
or a
that
cousin?
Leanne's alive.
Yeah.
What'd you say, Kiss?
Would he be an uncle or a cousin? Because remember they
Oh.
I don't know what's their status, or
Huh.
if it's a certain age thing. Maybe it's an age that when you're older you're an uncle, and when you're
Maybe.
younger, a
Yeah,
cousin.
yeah. Once you get respect. Oh, that'd be
Yeah.
sick if eventually they do something, even a movie or
Right?
like
That would
a
be so cool.
special, like an hour special, just anything, you know. We
I
can
would
hope.
love
We're
a
gonna
couple
have-
movies off of this. I'm not gonna lie. Like,
Yeah.
I would love that.
Me too.
We'll have to petition it.
Yes, right now.
I'll
Like, make a movie.
I mean, I absolutely love this show. I love this community. If you guys have ever watched any of our Servant videos, What Just Happened, thank you so much. Kiz and Bell was one of the first commenters we ever had, so it's great that you're on for the finale. We wouldn't have done this without you guys, and it's just been a joy. I absolutely love it. And hopefully you guys like Yellowjackets. We're going to be back in 2 weeks talking Yellowjackets. Leave your suggestions. Any other shows you want us to cover, just let us know. And maybe we haven't heard of it, or maybe it's not on our radar. So we'll keep our options open. But any other final thoughts you guys got?
There's so many great theories. I loved it. That was my favorite part of the show, I think, was hearing all the stuff
Oh,
that
it was
everybody
great.
I
thought was
know.
happening. Oh,
It was
I
so
had
much fun.
so much fun theorizing
Yeah.
about this show. So much
Yeah.
fun.
So if you guys have any final theories or, ways that you interpreted it differently than we did, drop those comments. Let's do it. We could always do another live stream to talk about Servant. Why not? Why not?
Absolutely.
We could always do that. That'd be a lot of fun. So if you've been watching this whole video, please subscribe. That would help us out a lot. And like I said, drop the shows you want us to cover below. It just has to be week by week. That's the only thing. It can't be dropped all at once on a streaming service because there's no way to cover it the way we like to do it. It has to be week by week. But that's the only requirement. That's it. But thank you guys so much for watching. This has been so much fun. We love Servant. Hopefully you guys like the finale. But check out Yellowjackets. We think you'll like it. And we'll see you next time.
Bye, guys.
Bye.
My God, that's hard to say. I'm fucking up again. Thank you so much for watching. This has been a blast. Fuck me. Fuck. How do I do this? Oh. Shit.
Just include all of this in there, please.
Take it easy. See you. Fuck me.
Fuck you.